What's going on today, guys? My name is Jeff, and welcome back to another episode on my channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing a Q&A, answering some questions for you guys. So sit back, listen, take some notes, do whatever you have to do. I'm here today with the beautiful, the one and only,
the Nubian goddess.
the Nubian goddess, or Sha. She's very, very soft-spoken. She's very feminine, and it's just really good to be around her. So we're gonna enjoy her energy today, and we're just gonna make a nice little Q&A video for you guys. We're gonna keep the intro very short, so let's get right into the video. What life event or events led to your spiritual awakening? Even if you go to religion, a lot of people find God after a car accident or after a breakup or after losing a loved one. They usually fall back on God and say, I'm gonna give my life to God. So me personally, I'm not religious at all, but my spiritual awakening started from a little traumatic experience, which was a breakup. I went through a breakup with a woman, and within this breakup, I lost myself. I didn't understand detachment. I didn't understand that losing someone doesn't mean that I'm going to die. When I lost this particular person in my life, I ended up going on the internet doing research, trying to figure out how to get my ex back, because I wanted her back so bad. When I lost her, I felt like I lost me, or at least I lost a part of myself. So I started doing research on the internet, looking at how to get my ex back, looking at dating coaches, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people can actually relate to this. Funny enough, a lot more people do research on things like this than you would think. After doing all this research, studying all these dating coaches, nothing seemed to work. But as I went down the rabbit hole of getting my ex back, I went into spellcasters. These things would pop up as ads, but because I was so desperate, I indulged in it. I would find spellcasters to get your ex back, and I would eventually come to find videos on manifestation, manifesting your SP, manifesting your specific person, manifesting your ex back. And I would indulge in these things, and I would try all these different tactics and techniques and mental practices to get my ex back. And a lot of these things didn't work. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Not to say that they don't work, but they didn't work. I was living in a state of lack and desperation. And my frequency was so low, I lost myself. But for the most part, that's how my spiritual awakening began, because through learning about manifestation and learning about the power of the subconscious mind and learning about the fact that I'm the creator of my own reality, that's where it led me. That traumatic experience led me to learning about magic, to learning about manifestation, to learning about who I truly am. And the rabbit hole just kept getting deeper and deeper and deeper until I started getting into more things like conspiracy theories, or, reading more books on just the subconscious mind and how to conquer my mind. So yeah, it was a breakup that started my spiritual journey.
Mine started also like I was at a really low point in my life. I had a friend that was really toxic, and she'd always call me every weekend and make me feel bad about not going out. I was also very people-pleasing, so I couldn't say no to her. I would go out with her and drink and get fucked up. Also, while I would drink, I would do like a lot of self-destructive stuff. One day on my birthday, my friend told me, oh, you gotta celebrate, you gotta go out. This is a bit sensitive, so trigger warning. We hanged out with bunch of people, bunch of guys. One of them kept looking at me. He had this weird energy. I think there was something in my drink, honestly. I kind of like passed out. Like the sexual harassment, sexual abuse that happened, that made me really think that I need to be surrounded by better people, like have better friends that care about me as much as I care about them, to be in a better environment. I didn't want to let myself be ever in this position, even though I liked to like blame other people for it and feel like a victim. That sometimes like could make you feel good, but I didn't want to be a victim anymore. I wanted to take control over my life and what's happening and just manifest a better life for myself. And that's what made me cut all these people off and begin my spiritual journey.
What is your zodiac sign, and what is your most dominant trait related to that zodiac sign? My zodiac sign is actually a Pisces, and I would say that my most dominant trait related to that zodiac sign is how emotional I am. And as a man, I don't see any type of weakness in being emotional, especially if you know how to control your emotions and you have that emotional intelligence to back it up. So I would say that I'm a very, very emotional person. I'm a very lovey kind of guy. I love expressing myself to people and being vulnerable, being open. I would say one of my issues is that I trust too easily, and that kind of comes from, I always want to give people a chance, a second chance, a third chance. I'm very, very empathetic.
Compassionate.
Yeah, I'm compassionate and empathetic, and I see the beauty in people. I see the good and the positive in people, no matter how bad you are. I'm very aware mentally. So I know that a lot of the bad stuff that people do, they don't genuinely mean it. They feel like they do, but it's really just trauma. It's really just pain. It's really just coping. I see all these things for what they really are. So I would say that, yeah, it's the emotional energy that I give off.
Like the ocean. I think Pisces
like the
are
ocean.
very like, yeah, they're very like associated with water, ocean, and that is deep and it has a lot of motion, you know?
We flow, that's it.
Yeah. I'm in Aries. I think they're known for like getting their way and also being like dominant, leadership, and doing their own thing, listening to themselves no matter what other people say. I think it's very true, but sometimes it's also like misunderstood that some people might feel like I'm trying to take control over everything or I'm trying to lead. We do have a little ego that we want to feel right, like we're right. I'm going to be honest about that. But I think sometimes also we're misunderstood.
So do you think that the reason why you might lean towards dominance and leadership is because of the fact that you're misunderstood and you feel like you have something to prove?
I think it's just who I am. I like to work in groups and I like to like have an impact, and I think being an Aries really has.
I like how you say that, Aries.
Aries?
Yeah, people here, we say Aries.
Aries.
And you say Aries, I like that. What can I do to tap more into my masculine energy? Okay, so for that one, I actually just did a video. I actually just did a video on the art of masculinity. But I would say one thing that you can do to tap into your masculine energy, or a couple things. On the video, I talked about being prepared. But if I break it down a little bit more and keep it a little simplistic for you guys, I would say stillness. Being still, being relaxed, and gaining control of your breath. Just being comfortable and calm in tough situations. Not being afraid. Being brave, being courageous. You can work on all these things by simply meditation and learning how to be still and be relaxed. Focusing on your breathing, focusing on the way you stand, focusing on the way you communicate, focusing on the way you carry yourself, on your posture. Also exercising, working out, taking care of your body, taking care of your mind, learning, gaining experience, becoming an intellectual, becoming wise, taking L's. And once again, L's does not stand for losses, L stands for lessons. So taking L's, gaining experiences, training, working on your mind, body, and soul, learning how to be still, be calm and composed in tough situations. That's my answer for you guys.
That's a beautiful answer.
Thank you. What can I do to tap more into my feminine energy?
I feel like as a woman, it's also very important to have boundaries. And if you don't have boundaries or let yourself get disrespected as a trauma response, you could become unbalanced and become like a bit defensive and masculine. Look at yourself in the mirror and instead of judging, make sure you compliment yourself and make yourself feel good. Don't be afraid of asking for help. Make sure you protect the sacred parts of you, not allowing anyone and anything having access to you unless proven worthy of your time, of your beauty, of your beautiful energy.
What are some challenges you face when having a spiritual awakening? If I had to think about the challenges, I would say simply unlearning everything. You think you know everything until you realize that you don't know anything. So unlearning what you've been taught and learning a whole new supply of information. Tapping into a whole new version of yourself that you didn't even know existed. You think just because you look in the mirror and you see yourself, you think just because you have social media and you create this version of yourself, you think just because you create this life for yourself that you know who you are, you don't really know who you are. Realizing that, damn, I don't know myself. Having to unlearn everything that you were taught and having to relearn new things. Having to kill your old self and step into the new you. As beautiful as it sounds, as poetic as it sounds, it's a journey.
I would say finding a balance and to still hold on to those beliefs of who you are despite all the things that are around you, to hold like a inner state even though the physical world around you still hasn't matched it. I think that's one of the most challenging things about spiritual awakening.
It's not letting the 3D get to you. Everything that you experience out there is simply just a reflection of what's inside. Can a spiritual awakening lead to a change in career or life direction? Yes, 100%. Because where you are right now in your life matches the level of your self-worth internally. Whatever you believe about yourself is exactly where you are in the physical plane. If you have a poor mindset, let's say, your life is going to match that level of your self-image, and your life is going to reflect that poor mindset. Your level of self-image dictates everything that you experience into this 3D realm. The outside world is reflecting, is showing you who you are. The people that come into your life are showing you who you are. The opportunities that you receive are showing you who you are. So your life direction and your career path is directly reflected to your level of self-image.
Once you had a spiritual awakening, you cannot go back to a lot of things that you used to practice. That could also include a career or a job. A lot of people, after having a spiritual awakening, they try to make their passion their job.
You also tolerate less bullshit from people. A lot of people right now, they don't have any respect for themselves, and you could say you do, but I can tell by the things that you do, the things that you tolerate. A lot of people go to work and their boss will disrespect them, belittle them, degrade them, bring them down. And because the person needs the money so bad and they're so stuck in survival mode, they'll tolerate that bullshit from that boss. When you go on your spiritual awakening, you don't tolerate that shit from anyone because you realize that we're all equal. No one's above you. I don't care who you are. So you step into different levels of yourself. If you don't respect yourself, you're going to accept and tolerate disrespect from others. If you respect yourself and you love yourself and you validate yourself, you will not accept anything less than what you're willing to give yourself. What is your take on men and women in today's society? There's a lot of people who talk about this on the internet, especially people in podcasts who just go around saying a bunch of nonsense. And the reason they go around saying a bunch of nonsense is they simply don't understand themselves. And the biggest problem today with men and women in today's society is the fact that everybody has so much trauma built up within them that they don't know how to be in a relationship because they are not yet healed. Everybody's walking around hurt. They're not ready for relationships, but they feel like they are because they need. You can't be in relationships because you lack. That just calls for disaster. It's really that simple. People just don't, they're just not ready to be in relationships right now. That's really it.
They don't know what they want.
They don't know what they want. They feel like they know what they want. But what they want is something that only they can give themselves. They feel like they're gonna find it in another person. It's not gonna happen that way.
I see like a lot of videos, oh, women should act like this and like that, or men should act like this and like that. I feel like each person should focus on themselves, like you said, the healing they need to do, just finding a balance within yourself, the masculine and feminine balance. Like you said, instead of like finding validation and finding all those things outside, to just try to like find that first in yourself. I'm not saying like you're not worthy of love even at your lowest. Even at our lowest, we still like deserve that. But until we realize that, it's also difficult to receive that or attract someone that is willing to give us that.
Instead of being on these podcasts teaching people, hey, women, you need to find a man who can take care of you, or men, you need to find a woman who's loyal to you and who's going to give you sex when you want it, and this, that, and the third. Start teaching people how to fall in love with themselves first. You guys don't realize that the shit that you're teaching is toxic. It's so much deeper than that, bro. Whenever you guys use money as a way to leverage the conversation, that's not healthy. Start teaching people how to love themselves. Don't take a woman who has trauma and teach her to go find a man that can take care of her. Teach her that, hey, listen, take time to yourself. Find a man who can help you heal. Find a man who can help you grow. Find a man who can teach you. Find a man who can show you who you are. All we need is peace and healing, peace and love. That's it.
What are your biggest fears when it comes to relationships?
The inability to detach. Losing myself in another relationship. Getting into another relationship and falling so deep and falling so hard that I lose myself again. I go into the sunken place because I'm falling in love. I don't really believe that I'll let that happen, but I don't want to lose myself again.
Especially like if you've been there before. Not knowing how to show yourself love and take care of yourself because all you think of is that person. Yeah, it's not healthy at all.
It's not comfortable at all either.
No.
They say chase discomfort. That's the only discomfort that I'm not chasing.
What is your definition of intimacy?
I feel like eye contact is one of the most important parts of intimacy, and I feel like a lot of people are afraid of it. Ever since me and you've been communicating, my eye contact, has it made you more comfortable with it?
Yeah, definitely. Like
Yeah.
at the beginning, I was kind of like shy and I would like look away. We're not used to eye contact. Like you said, a lot of people try to avoid that. And I think that's also because of the eyes. Like they say, the eyes are the...
Windows to the soul.
Exactly. And they truly are. Like you can look into someone's eye and know kind of about their intentions, or I feel like sometimes you can even listen with your eyes. I'm usually observant, but like looking deeply into someone's eye like is something new to me, but I really like it, and I feel like it has made me like more confident. It's a beautiful thing.
It is. Practice eye gazing. Yeah, practice
Yeah.
eye gazing.
I think eyes really are one of the most beautiful like parts of our body.
She's talking about me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video.
And thank you so much for doing this with me. Thank you, gods and goddesses, for tapping in with us and listening to us. We appreciate you, and we're sending you love and abundance.
Peace and love, guys. I will see you guys when I see you guys on the next video. And with that being said, I'm signing off now.